I want to tell you a quick spy story. I'm former CI officer Jason Hanson, and this story shows you the importance of swallowing your ego and playing the long game when it comes to survival. So I joined the agency at 23 years old. I was very blessed to have some amazing mentors, learned a tremendous amount from them. And this story I'm going to tell you is from one of my mentors. So he and one of his team members, so there was two of them, he and his partner were overseas once. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you where, I'm not going to go into details like that. But they were on a mission for surveillance only. They were not supposed to do anything. They were not supposed to, quote unquote, cause any problems. They weren't supposed to take any action. It was a pure information gathering, pure surveillance type of operation, right? Well, they do this. They witness some horrible things, but again, they're not supposed to intervene. They're not supposed to take action. It is pure surveillance information gathering. Well, one day, after spending a very long day running surveillance, they are going back to their hotel room, their place they're staying. And the area they were in was run by gangs. It was very nasty, a lot of problems, not an area where you'd want to be. And as they were going back to the hotel room, the place where they're staying, they noticed several men walking around there. And anytime somebody came by, they would rob them, they would punch them, and they were just taking advantage of these locals and tourists and beating the crap out of them and then taking their wallet, whatever. So my friend and his buddy, they're sitting there and they're hunkering down, let's just say a wooded area. They could see the hotel, they could see what was going on, but the little gang of guys could not see them. So they sat there for a very long time, hoping the guys would leave, Finally, it got to a point where they needed to get in there because let's just say there was an operational reason they had to get in the hotel room and do something, and they couldn't wait any longer. Now, my friend and his buddy, CI officers, extremely well trained, could have no problem taking out those four punks who were robbing everybody. However, if they take out those four punks, it could cause a lot of problems. It could, heat up the area more, and it could show like, wait a minute, these aren't just two dumb-looking American tourists. These guys are obviously very skilled. So they beat up those four guys. Those four guys go tell a friend, and then a whole gang comes back, and it could cause all kind of problems. And remember, they're not supposed to heat up the area. They're supposed to be there gathering information only and not do anything. And you have to live your cover, which means you have to act like the dumb American tourists. My friend, my mentor, and his buddy, what do? Well, they walk out of the woods. They keep walking towards the guys like they're going to their room, like they're, again, normal American tourists. I should say before they left the wooded area, they kept everything. They buried everything but kept the local currency. So all the items they had for the operation on this, they buried in the woods near the tree where they were hunkering down. So they could obviously come back and get it later. When they left that area, all they had was some local currency to obviously give the criminals. So my mentor and his buddy, they leave. They walk up like two regular tourists. These four knuckleheads rob them. They punch them a few times, give them a little whooping. And my buddy and his friend have to take it. They robbed him of their local currency. They kicked him to the ground, had the money, and then they went away, and these guys, my buddy, and my mentor and his buddy, were able to get in and do the operational stuff they needed to. So think about that. Think about that when it comes to swallowing your pride and playing the long game. The short game is, hey, we're CI officers who can kick these guys' butts. They're gonna rob us. They couldn't stand a chance. These are some local knuckleheads who think they're tough gang members. If they thought that and they go up and they pummel the crap out of these guys again, it can ruin the operation. So always think long term when it comes to your safety, when it comes to your survival. If some guy cuts me off and I flip him the bird, is that a good idea? Because maybe he pulls out a gun and he tries shooting at me. So think long term, swallow your pride. There is a time for extreme violence. And my buddy and his friend could have used it then, but that was not the time because they knew these guys were just going to rob them. If they tried to murder them, then yes, they obviously would have saved their own lives. They would have beat the crap out of them, but that was not the time. So again, think of that kind of stuff when you're playing the long game because everybody wants instant gratification these days. Nobody wants to think long term, but I promise you, you'll be more successful and safe in life if you play the long game. I'm former CIA officer Jason Hanson. If you want more behind the scenes videos, make sure you subscribe to my Patreon. You'll have ad-free watching. Also, of course, subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribing. God bless you. God bless your family. I'm gonna go shoot some guns at our 320-acre spy ranch, which is where I'm at right now.